Monster Hunter Frontier. Have you heard about it? For starters, it was an MMO. It was on a bunch of consoles and PC. Even started out with the bones of Monster Hunter DOS, but grew into something completely different. It's also been my hyperfixation for the last 3 weeks, and I want to talk about it and share my experience. Plus, it's what's on today's docket, so strap in, because ooh boy, it's got some insane highs and just as insane lows. Looking at you, HR6. It's like a roller coaster, but it's that old wooden coaster that tries to bisect you at the waist with a lap bar. Kinda like the Gemini. That's a Cedar Point reference. You're welcome, Ohioans. Seriously though, strap the fuck in. The first hill might not look that intimidating, but I heard this ride hasn't had maintenance since 2019. Welcome to Mesopor Square. At least I assume that's what this says, because I can't read that. Not because it's in a different language, I just can't fucking read. There's gonna be a lot of this. The game is only partially fan-translated in English. But hey, at least the totally legit servers are still playable. Just ignore the fact that it only ran from like 2007 to 2019. Walking around town, you've got your mostly standard NPCs. There's a guildmaster, shops, there's a forge for making weapons and armor. We've got a group of quest givers, plus, I don't exactly know what all these NPCs do, but they're also here. I'm less of a guide and more of a Frontier looks cool and I want to see some cool shit. You want to see some cool shit too? Speaking of cool shit, quest time. Now if you're familiar with older Monster Hunter games, you'll see some familiar faces off rip. There's a bunch of drome monsters, basically just trash mobs that decided to get a slightly bigger hat. There he is! With his little hat. Velocidrome, the bitey one. Bulldrome, the hairy one. Gendrome, the other bitey one with paralysis. And Iodrome. Fuck Iodrome. After dealing with the trash mobs with green item drops, we've got our first big bad monster, Yinkutku. Oh, I remember you from Monster Hunter 1. I know all your silly little tricks. Huh. Okay. I don't know if this is gonna be an easier experience or if this is just a bluff. Hey, live from the future. It was a bluff. But don't worry, in the present time, I got this cool overpowered longsword and hammer combo that I want to use on some new monsters. Daimyo Hermitar is cool to see in an older game, but no. Kongala is, well, it's Kongala. Hypnoc. Like Hypnocatrice? Alright, shit, let's go.
Is that Agnesom's grandpa?
I really wasn't expecting much here, just a basic entry-level bird monster that has some sort of slight twist to the fight. Sleep ailment? Oh, I'll show you a sleep ailment. It's something new, finally, but my socks aren't blown off yet. What else you got, Frontier? I don't know how to pronounce this.
A Birugu? A Baruga?
Another new one?
Yeah. It's new. It's definitely new, because I don't know what the fuck that is. I really want to know how you pronounce whatever the fuck this thing is.
Hamburger.
Fuck it, we'll go with that. Hamburger, aka Abarogu. Now, what looks like Glavenus before Glavenus is, well, yeah, it's sort of just Glavenus. It throws a tantrum a lot more than Glavenus, always stomping and screaming and shit. Hamburger, seriously.
Dude, if you do that again, I'm gonna punch you. I'm not kidding.
Oh, okay.
Dude, I warned you. I said I was gonna do that if you did that again.
Oh, I got a hamburger scale and his blood. Now that Hamburger has been grilled, is there any other new monsters to fight down the list? Oh shit, new crab? Taiken Zamuza? He's covered in dirt and dust that can be broken off to reveal what it really looks like. If the fucking dust would clear. And what it looks like is really fucking cool. Hear me out, wilds. Give Frontier some more love. Unfortunately, past the dirt storm it can kick up and the Cadbury egg-like surprise, there's not a whole lot to the hunt. Feels like it should have a phase 2 or something. Oh well, we got a cool new monster, so we take those. Now I believe somewhere through here we hit HR2, which unlocks some interesting content. There's the partner and Rasta system. You basically get to make your own player too and completely build them from the ground up with armor, weapons, and skills. There's also the random AI partners that have just been joining us throughout the hunts, which I'm 100% going to use since this is an MMO. That being said, I didn't know what I was doing and my partner Mimosa doesn't show up until like HR 4, I think. So she'll be joining us in hunts later. There's also the Hulk, which I haven't talked about yet. At all. Oops. The Hulk is like just a small wyvern monster that can help do damage, do some support stuff too, and can change its element depending on what you feed it. Named him Heron after my OSRS fishing pet. Oh, and Palicos! I have no idea when you unlock them if they aren't just available at the start. But, yeah, Palicos. They're dope. This is Thomas, he's very cute, and he likes to eat the neighbor's frogs. I wish I were joking. God damn, this game has a lot of companions. I wouldn't even be surprised if we had like a Poogie that can show up mid-hunt. Or some sort of Tamagotchi-like pet that just hangs out around our house. Hey, future Lou again. This is Goose, my Tamagotchi-like pet. He hangs out around my house and I'd die for him. I also didn't know where to add this part in, so... Damn, I should have scripted this better. New features aside, there's also a couple of new yet standard hunts coming up. That being Basarios, Kazoo, Gypsaros, fuck Gypsaros, Rathian, oh, Blunganga, I actually haven't seen him on the channel before. It's just Frozen Rajang, but much worse. And of course, Rathalos. Wouldn't be a Monster Hunter game without Rathalos. And something brand new, because I didn't go after it in Monster Hunter 1, and I'm still considering it, Monoblos. A hunt that can only be done solo. Well, it can only be hunted at all if the servers didn't crash. If we can ignore the next 2 attempts, then I technically completed this first try. I don't want to say too much about this fight because I may or may not go back and finish up Monster Hunter 1 at some point, and Monoblos is a key factor there. But what I will say is, Diablos but part 1 seems to be the exact same fight. Now the next one, I'm a little confused on. Volganos. Not Lavasioth. Honestly, I think I like the name better. It doesn't redeem the fight being a bit shit, but I really wasn't expecting much. Just a big dumb fish. Switching to an infinitely cooler monster, Shogun Cianatar. Glad to see this big little fella in an older game. Just a cool Carapacian monster. But not the coolest one in this game. Looking at you, Taiken Zamaza. Speaking of new monster, we've got 2 of them. One I cannot pronounce, Diruria Gauya, and Gurin Zaburu. The first looks like Tigrex and hits like a Tigrex taped to a second Tigrex. Would you also be surprised if it acted like 2 Tigrexes taped together too? Just a real mean prick. Carded me at the end of the fight and I'm not 100% sure, but I might have come back into it and then killed it with a paintball. For our next adventure, pack some snacks because we're taking a road trip to a new map for Gurin Zaburu. This monster is like a shark narwhal dragon? Fuck it, we'll go with that. Honestly, the fight is a bit standard. It may have had some unique attacks that I didn't get to see used, but either way, cool design. Oh, an urgent quest, you say? Espinas? Big stompy spiky PP dragon why the fuck did I write that? From Rise, but in his debut game? Fuck yeah, let's go. No map? That's interesting. I'm sure it'll be fine. And right then, I should have known that it was going to be not fine. I was bouncing with every hit, getting clipped by attacks that I felt just missed. It was an awful time. Maybe I'll do a gear upgrade real quick off of some of the HR2 Elder Dragons, which feels like a cursed statement. And now, we're ready for the SPP. I think. The fight still sucked. Every hit kept bouncing still, unless it was hit in the neck or chest area, so I just brought a hammer and dented the fucking thing to death. I'm probably doing something wrong here, but fuck it, there's plenty more to see, and we're still going strong. We've made it out to the other side. Say hello to HR3, aka High Rank. Looking at our list lineup here, I don't know what half of this list is. Ever heard of a No-No or a Garen? Cause I sure haven't. Turns out, it's just kind of a wind dog. It jumps around a lot, but in hindsight, the fight isn't too bad. It opens with two monsters just standing there menacingly, but eventually one runs off, leaving you with your targeted monster. Almost like this is foreshadowing for a future fight. The second monster shows up at the end of the hunt to cry over its partner, only to leave again. Foreshadowing. Until then, we have Pariapuria, the Vor monster. It's like Tigrex mixed with a fish, and I hate it. But he does turn into a rock barf volcano, so that's weirdly cool. The quest box does start you out with a ton of placeable meat that are used in some sort of mechanic to make the monster stuff itself to the point of tummy hurty. But, I didn't do it right, so I just smashed my head into the monster until one of us ceased to exist. The video doesn't end here, so you do the math on who won there. Swinging in next is Gagoma, just a silly little spider monkey. Like, literally, a spider and monkey. Look at him shooting webs and shit. Wait a sec. Is it using wire bug mechanics? Dude, Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak might have more frontier in it than just monsters. Probably not, but it's a fun thought that this monster may have had something to do with how wire bugs worked. The big crab is back, but with a phase 2. Ooh, called it. Future me for a third time. It's almost like we're scripting this after the fact, isn't it? Would you believe me if this thing has a phase 3 as well? After falling through 2 floors of this cave, we finally see what truly lies beneath the dirt, dust, and crab. A bright blue and fast Carapacian monster that needs to make a return. This is a dope monster and needs some love. It doesn't have to be wild, but come on, Capcom. It'd be pretty cool. Everything else on the list here we've seen before. Bright Hypnocatrice is a bird. Tigrex is surprisingly easier than I thought it'd be. And oh, buddy. What happened? You look dehydrated. I think he's unwell and we're gonna have to put him down. And finally, the HR3 urgent quest, Ruko Diora. Really cool concept, but I also really hate this orbiting rock that I swear at God is heat-seeking. We'll chalk it up to that and not a skill issue. Magnet Dragon also uses Almighty Push and Universal Pull like Pain from Naruto, and that name would be appropriate here. But if Ruko Diora is Pain, then that makes me Naruto, which means I win with a lot of tomfuckery involved. After the Pain arc, we move into HR4. We unlock Mytor, a Poogie ranch that lets you train up and ship out your Poogies to help you gather materials mid-hunt. This is Umi and Richmond. They are precious and I would die for them. They also came much later than this because I fucked up and didn't know how this function worked until way later. On top of the new Poogie stuff, would you believe me if there's a new quest list too? I've literally never fought any of these monsters other than, like, Flaming Espinas. Which is Orange Espinas? Oh shit, White Espinas. Okay, that's kinda cool. And hey, look! It's Fatalis! At HR4! Something about this feels very wrong, and personally, I'm quite scared. We'll test the waters here with... Kurusapusu. That's gotta be wrong. A gem-covered Leviathan monster covered in crystals that it can shake off to cause stuns and other cheeky stuff. It sometimes likes to do a burrow attack, while other times it'll do this breakdance attack that's dope as fuck. It also died very stupidly. To follow that up, we have Kamu Origaran, the other wolf dog thing. It does a cool spiky flip attack. It's got a little more to work with than No-No, but it almost feels like there will be another fight that combines the two. Oh, I've got nothing. We've already used this bit 3 times. Rule of 3 or something. I'm on a Poogie break anyway, so fuck off past me. I guess we'll have to wait and see. Until then, we have... Silver Hypnoc. I think this is the same bird for a 3rd time. Nope, wait. He's got a kicky, slippy attack. Oh, and an insane stomping tantrum that did too much damage. It's at least doing something different instead of being horny on main like Bright Hypnocatrice. Apparently that fight is just a regular male Hypnoc during breeding season? So that's cool. Silver Hypnoc is just pissed off though. It literally just wants to kick the shit out of you. Another monster that's looking to beat some ass, after a snooze of course. Flaming Espinas. Orange Espinas? Sometimes also brown Espinas? Regardless, it's Espinas Part 2, and it was in Rise. Still has the nuke, and a couple of charged up attacks. However, after a bit of well-timed attacks and dodges, we come out victorious. But for real though, this monster attacks very slow but hits very hard. Orange Espinas and Silver Hypnoc were some of the first monsters that I felt the heat kick up, and it's about to get way hotter with White Espinas. It might just seem like Espinas Part 3, but trust me, it isn't. White PP here likes to play a game of the floor is lava and the lava is filled with poison. So good luck. In hindsight, this fight actually isn't as bad as I initially thought. Plus I needed a gear upgrade pretty badly. After definitely not the first attempt and a few more attempts after that, I eventually figured out how the fire placement worked and where I needed to be. Definitely a unique fight that took me off guard. Kinda sad to see it not make an appearance in Rise, like, at all. Maybe it's because we already had a white penis dragon. Uryu Kurosu. A fight that had something new. Tall grass? I won't lie to you, this is one of my least favorite designs in this game. Ugly ass vulture-looking Rathalos knockoff. I sure hope it doesn't show up again. He has these whip-like things attached to its wings that are kinda cool. Past that though, I'm not too hot on this monster. Oh, god damn it, Ugly Vulture Part 2. Darugurosu. Weirdly easier, unless it gets a para off. Cool black lightning though. And straight into our final boss, getting us out of high rank and into what I've heard is elite rank? Akura Vashu. After my internet fixes itself, I'd 100% do a VPN ad here just to spite my internet provider for throttling my internet. One use of an unnamed VPN later and boom! A fight that, I clowned on really hard. Why the fuck was that so easy? Not a strong showing from our new scorpion-like monster. Originally, I was gonna end it here with a cliffhanger hinting at a part 2. But hear me out. Fuck it. The reason I was going to split the video into two, HR5 through HR7 from what I heard was fucking rough. So I assumed it would take me a while to get through it and I could finish the first video while going through the grind. Then, I couldn't put the game down for like 3 weeks straight and I had a great time. In HR5. HR6 is a totally different beast and we'll get to that, trust me. But currently we're in HR5, and we've got a 22-part list to get through. Starting off here in HR5, we have Foru Karuru, a big bird that likes to give the suck to the local flora from this area, which gives it different ailments. Sometimes poison, sometimes sleep, sometimes fart. Outside of that last part, I actually think this is one of my favorite frontier monsters. Gogarth, the reigning and defending tag team champions of this region, consisting of Lolo and Ray. Not Mysterio, this Ray. They have some devastating duo attacks that are quite flashy, usually involving one monster trying to beat you to death with the other. These two don't look scary at first, but then they bulk up like the wrestlers in the 80s before the roid ban. If you sit back and wait for your moment to strike, this fight is actually pretty easy. Barugaru. I didn't write anything in the script here, what the fuck? He's this, like, sick-ass leech monster thing that can, like, drain poison from certain creatures in the area and then use it against you. He can also give you the suck, and then use, like, blood attacks, which are fucking sick. Double Trouble J.O. Crystal Leviathan. They can do a combination attack that looks fucking insane. Kamu and Nono Orgaren. I thought this was gonna be a lot harder than it was, but I guess having to fight them already separately kind of gave away their moveset. I'm a little disappointed here, TBH, but also, like, if you had to be forced to do a duo fight and weren't looking forward to it, this is pretty tame. Unlike the double hamburger fight coming up, fuck those two. But first, Akura Jebia. I actually don't know the difference between Jebia and Vashu, but scorpion-like monsters are cool. Hamburger, but awful. Things that I'd rather do than this fight. Eat chocolate. Leg day. Pretty confident on that one. Taxes? Probably not, no, but it's close. This scoop attack leading into the kill ball is awful. Don't get caught by this. It hurts. Gira Demosu. I wanted to eat my controller during this fight. Let's give Basarios water jets, they said. It'll be fun, they said. It was not fun. And whoever created this abomination, I hope you shit your pants and have a bad day. Paboru Barumu. Now this is a cool fucking monster. It big, it whale, and it also is part hunting horn? Getting in this thing's face is fucking terrifying. My flight or fight response has fully activated. I don't like big sea beasties, and this has got awful for me. Regardless, probably in my top 3 favorite frontier monsters. Yamakurai. It's, the design is there, but the fight isn't, if that makes any sense. Octopus monster is cool, but the fight is just kind of weird. It's different, it's at least trying shit, but I don't really like it. Inagami. Bamboo dog lion dragon. It can coat its injuries in a weird gray substance that beefs it up while making it slower. It can also just summon bamboo. Weird monster, but a very unique fight. Mirajanasu. Who is this again? Oh shit, right, bad Espinas. This thing looks really fucking sick, almost like too sick. He probably does kickflips casually. Torrid class. That has to be wrong. I think half of these pronunciations have been wrong, but fuck it, who cares? This is an absolute prick of a monster. Really fucking cool looking, but a mean fight. Lots of lightning, paralysis, and stun. Glad we get to fight it outside mid-thunderstorm. What could go wrong? Varusa Barosu. What do you get when you fuse Diablos with Diablo? This mean motherfucker right here, and it looks fucking awesome! I really like Diablos, but this thing? Fuck. And then it powers up with a bit of cactus like Popeye with spinach. Oh, it's cool. Really fucking mean, but really fucking cool. Gasura Bazura. This thing is like poison Baroth. A little bigger and got some other stuff going on, but it's also part wrestler.
There it is! 5-star! The frog splash!
Harda Demuragu. HR5 is fucking peak. Just look at this bastard. A metal dragon that can liquefy its metal but also shape it. The pools it leaves behind are a bit much, and they look sort of sus. But this is definitely another top 3 monster for me. I will hear no slander. Diorex. That's just Tigrex in armor. No, seriously, that's just a white Tigrex in armor. Still kinda cool though, if I'm being honest. Zururusu. That's not a Rathalos. That's a metallic-looking menace to society. It uses an element type called light, and god damn it, it's fucking dope. It has a phase 2 that's just as dope as when you first started fighting it, but the music starts kicking in and it kinda kicks ass. I wonder if we'll see a Rathian variant later. Toa Tusukatora. Ice Toasty, which sounds stupid. Why did I write that? If you know me, I hate Teostra. This thing looks cooler, no pun intended, but still sucks dick butt ass to fight. Fuck you, Ice Toasty. Never make a mainline appearance, please. Vol'jang, what a mean bastard. I want to like this thing more since Rajang might be my favorite monster, and fire being tacked onto it is, well, it fits perfectly. But this fight feels like I hardly get an opening sometimes. This thing has a wide variety of attacks and enough energy and rage to showcase all of them. I think I still like him overall, but like, dude, calm the fuck down. You're being too hyper-aggressive and it hurts, please, stop. Garuna Deora. Gold and crystal-plated Kushala. This thing is like fighting a snow globe. That sounds weird, but let me explain briefly. There's both attacks that hit inside this weird dome projection and outside of it too. Depending on what it's dishing out, you need to be on one of 2 sides of the dome. I kinda like this fight, minus this weird butt dust attack. Guan Zarumu. He's big, he's bad, he even has a rabid fan base that'll help him out with attacks. There's also the giant wide attacks that are absolutely devastating. This was not a first try. Doable, but a rough fight. And now, finally, the urgent quest leading us into hell itself. Odiba Tarasu. Mega Gigantamax Red Blastoise, but it terrestrialized itself into a ground type. And yet it's still not viable in the meta. I had a real rough go of this fight with its hot, nasty breath attack and its boiled sand stew-plosion bomb. But then I just sat back and slapped its ass to death. I know, a weak ending to HR5. My bad. HR5 was tough, in both difficulty and where I'd place it on a scale of good to bad content. The game will attempt to kick your teeth in here if you let it, and you really do have to give it some oomph to get through this part of the game due to its spike in difficulty. But if you have the time and energy to stick it out and beat all 22 of the key quests, goddamn does it feel good to complete these. Until you get your first glimpse of HR6. Fuck HR6. HR5 really tested my limits, while HR6 tested my fucking patience. All 5 of these mandatory fights fucking suck. If you wanted HR6 in a nutshell, it would look and sound something like, the fuck is that? What is it even doing? What the fuck is even happening? God damn it. God fucking damn it. Oh, eat shit, Frontier. If you at least wanted a monster list here for HR6, I'll give you a fucking list. Goruganasu and Aruganasu. Personally, my least favorite fight. What a shit shard of a lead here. 1 fish, 2 fish, goldfish, second place schmuck that can create an unnatural disaster mid-fight while just flopping around like a couple of flaccid dongs. Teostra. Here we are again, Toasty. Just you, me, and a fight that I legitimately think I could do without other players. But, fuck 'em. It's Toasty. Hardcore mode Toasty, to be specific. I haven't even mentioned hardcore fights yet. Goddamn, there's so much content here. They're basically the normal fight with a few more mechanics and usually a visual difference. A common trend from what I've seen is blue eyes for some reason. However, Toasty, well, it's Toasty. Dora Kurosu. Who was this again? Oh, Ugly Bird. Still hate it. Still ugly. Paria. Vor. But angrier. The monster now looks truly deranged and savage in its hardcore state. This thing has been locked down here in this cave for the last 3 weeks, and it's gone full goblin mode. Unknown. Ooh, now this thing is kinda cool. Very edgy looking, but like, it kinda slaps, I kinda like it. Shadow the Hedgehog looking ass. Again, I think I was very close to beating this totally not super Rathian. But by this point, HR6 already had my blood pressure raised higher than any Red Bull flavor could. In short, HR6 is a nightmare. And if you think I did this with just NPCs, partners, and the animal-like companions, fuck no. I absolutely shouted out for help on these hunts from the locals on the server, and they agreed. Quote, "No one should have to fight this thing alone." Almost brought a tear to my eye. Shout the fuck out to these folks here. I legitimately couldn't get through HR6 without them. But we're through it now. The only thing standing in our way before G rank is this single key quest. And you might be thinking, if HR6 was as bad as it was, HR7 only having 1 required fight to progress must have the embodiment of hell itself. Surprisingly, no. Shantien is a cool looking monster and the fight is actually decent. Until it turns into a siege fight in the last half, then it's not hard, definitely annoying, just kind of a wet fart ending. And I know that was disappointing, but check it out, G rank 1 baby! Release the floodgates, we've got almost unlimited content to explore. New monsters, new armor, and weapons! Oh, just wait for the weapons, we'll get to that very shortly. I also got invited to a totally normal entry-level G-rank fight by some rando. What could go wrong? After the welcoming party, I decided I wanted to try out Magnet Spike. And why wouldn't I? It's flashy and does big damage. Plus it has a hammer mode and I'm a hammer main, so yeah, that's hot. But the Magnet Spike is locked behind a quest line that I can't read.
Hey guys, and welcome to another guide on Monster Hunter Frontier and how to unlock Magnet Spike.
Okay, so, first you gotta talk to this guy, Graham. He sends you to fight Lolo and Ray. Technically our first G-rank fight, where we actually stood a fucking chance. Did it flawlessly. Next, he wants to start cooking with gas and send us out to fight a new monster, Rebby Diora. It's basically Rukadiora. And speaking of, our final quest is against a hardcore G-rank Rukadiora that is, no sugarcoating it, a cunt. But I have these Hulk pots that I obtained at some point. They let me take way less damage, like 75% less from what I've seen online. Now you might say that's cheating, but what I have to say to that is, haha, Magnet Spike go. Now that we're starting off G-rank right, our first new monster is Pocarodon. Big walrus fella. I'm pretty sure it's basically Royal Ludroth, but way bigger. He even does the dumb running and spitting attack. Cool monster, but unfortunately the rest of G1 quests are all old monsters, so... G2! It also has a familiar list, but there's a new Farunokoku? Farunokoku. No wait, that's Hypnoc with a weird haircut and lightning powers. And he learned how to dance! Either that or he's been playing a lot of Fortnite. I do love that by the end of this fight, his hair probably changes due to the electricity. He has the fucking Fugan haircut. Coming up next to bat, we have Hujakiki, a monster that I've literally never heard of. Some of these I've seen or mentioned, but this guy? Completely off my radar. Who the fuck are you? Kinda reminds me of Porcupine Dragon from World. Oh, okay, he's Spiky Barioth. Okay, cool. He even does the tornado thing, but he can shoot his spikes into the tornadoes and then they shoot out everywhere. That's pretty fucking wild, actually. That being said, why the fuck does it get poison paralysis and sleep statuses in phase 2? You know, you used to be cool until this horse shit. Another new monster within G-rank, Mitogaron. What are you, fire, electric, and water? Nope, just teleporting. Kind of reminds me of Arcanine. Might be using extreme speed. It's so fucking cool. Things that are actually cool. I saw this freaky fish right before I started playing this. Ooh, he looks so fucking sick. Again, this right here, find a way to put him in wilds. Either that or retroactively add him to Iceborne somehow. If you know me, I like fishing. And this is a monster catch. It's like a saw-nosed shark dragon thing that can almost pass for like a Digimon. There is something about this thing that just, it's fucking sick. This actually might be my favorite monster from this game. Top 1 monsters of Frontier right here. Maybe I'll do a monster tier list for Frontier somewhere down the road, or just monsters in general. If y'all have played through this game, let me know what your favorite monster is in the comments below. I might need a must-see list of some of Frontier's finest hunts. Now, I know there's way more to do in this game. I mean, shit, there's a whole list of Zenith monsters that we haven't even gone through yet. Have you seen Zenith Kezu? Here's an image of him giving some poor hunter the suck. On top of the Zenith stuff too, I definitely missed a monster or 3 somewhere on this journey. There's also weapon styles, completely glossed over that, and I don't feel like going back over it now. But hear me out. What if we end our G-rank experience here with how it started? Plus, you know, if I keep going past this point, this video will never be released. One more rousing hunt against the big bad Iruzarion. Or Elzalion, I'm not sure with translations. Regardless, let's see what you got, you big bitch. You know, all things considered, I think this is going well. Wow, off rip, okay. Wow, off rip again, cool. Oh, that's awful. Best run so far, but not even close. Oh, for fuck's sake, there's a phase 2. There's always a goddamn phase 2. Ah, very cool. Please remain in this unfortunately dead MMO. I feel nothing. I think I hated every minute of it. The rest of Frontier, though? Great. And this is where our story ends. Well, the video ends, at least. I'm probably gonna still keep playing. Tons more to see and rank to grind, and there's Zenith stuff, too. Here's that image of Kezu again. Frontier overall was a pretty fun experience and packed with loads of unseen content if you've only played the mainline games. If you can figure out how to travel through time and get access to Frontier, I recommend it. Even if this ends up being a brief experience, it's still Monster Hunter, and more Monster Hunter is always good. Now, some of you might have keen eyes and might have some questions before we wrap up here. Did you use a Hulk pot on that freezer burn scary piece of shit? No, that'd be foolish. Of course not. The video's over now. Bye.